Unsolved Mysteries Volume 2, episode Stolen Kids. Get ready for it, because this is going to be a two-parter, and we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. Hey everybody, it's your girl Kiki, with another video. Like, share, subscribe, comment below, and I will comment back. Definitely share my videos. I try to keep them profanity free. I try to keep them safe for work. And if you like and comment, that helps the algorithm, so more people see my videos, and then I try to market my videos and share my videos. We're going to be talking about Unsolved Mysteries Unsolved Mysteries Volume 2, the episode Stolen Kids. If you like this video, check out my other Unsolved Mysteries videos, and I'm live from the Chez Boudoir. Is my shirt that says back surgery survivor, because I am a back surgery survivor. Still surviving, trying to. But that's a whole nother video for another time. In this video, we're going to talk about the episode, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, please watch the episode. The series is on Netflix, just in case you didn't know. But go watch the episode and then come back here and watch these videos. But I'm just going to give a brief overview, and then we're going to get off into other topics that are probably going to make some of y'all mad. Some of y'all going to be upset. Some of y'all it may give you a lot of food for thought. But hey, we'll see. But I'm just, your girl just going to tell it like it is. Okay. Because I'm a big, huge Unsolved Mystery fans, and apparently these videos get a lot of views. But yes, Unsolved Mystery, Stolen Children is the name of the episode. I forget what number episode it is because I didn't watch these in order. I just didn't watch this season in order, so I just didn't. This story is that goes back to the 80s of two kids that were kidnapped in Harlem. The name of it was the Martin Luther King Jr. projects in Harlem in the 80s, and these kids were kidnapped within 3 months of each other. The kids' names are Shane Walker and Christopher Dansby, and they interview the mothers. And the first mother they interview, it's very heartfelt, very remorseful. I mean, it was gut-wrenching to watch these episodes. Basically, she had a 2-year-old. He was almost 2. These kids came up to her and they wanted to play with her son, and they just kept on asking. And so she said okay. And then a man sat next to her at the bench, and she had a small conversation. And the moment she looked back, her son, and the other 2 kids were gone. Apparently, the police did interviews, talked to the man. I believe the police detectives talked to the kids. Her son's never seen since. Then another child was kidnapped. She had went to the store. She had left her mom to watch her 2-year-old. Her mom, I guess, was watching the 2-year-old or something, or maybe your mom really wasn't paying attention. Poor grandma. I feel bad for her. But then they tried to find her child, and then her child was gone as well. So they talked to the detectives, they talked to the parents, and the first mother, she had a problem with addiction, and so she felt real bad about that, because I guess she kind of felt like maybe it was kind of her fault, or maybe she wasn't watching her kid good enough. That was sad. The other mom, she had several kids, and the grandmother that was supposed to be watching them, I don't know, but that's just heart-wrenching to know that the guilt the grandmother must have felt, and then as the mother, and the heartbreaking the guilt the grandmother must have went through. I just felt for the grandma in the situation, but all these years. So these kids disappeared within 3 months of each other. There's a theory out there that these disappearances are connected, but they didn't put it in the Unsolved Mysteries episode. The man that talked to the first mother on the bench, they did interview him, and they found nothing wrong. There's been some eyewitnesses that came forward that said that they saw, I think, Shane Walker with a black male with dreadlocks that was leading him by the hand. And, but nothing has ever come of that. I went online to look I've heard this case before. I went online to look up any updates or details. There hasn't been too many updates or details. It's just as if these kids just disappeared out of thin air and nobody knows anything. The theory by police and a lot of people on Reddit and online is that these kids, these disappearances were connected, and that they're part of some kind of baby stealing ring or situation. I'm going to tell you something else. There's another case that is linked to these cases that wasn't in the Unsolved Mysteries episode, but by the kid by the name of Andre Bryant, whose mom, Monique Riviera, was found murdered. She had told a family friend or somebody that these two ladies came up to her and asked her to take her shopping, and these ladies took her shopping with a stolen credit card. And then somehow they kidnapped her kids. She was found dead, and they've never seen Andre Bryant again. All of these kids were African American. They were black children, and that's very important to the story, what I'm about to tell you. And it's a baffling case. Again, there's not that many updates. I really suggest you watch the episode and then also do some information, do some digging on your own. You can go to Charley Project. I'll leave the links for Charley Project. Well, you can check out these they have more details and more information listed on what Unsolved Mysteries did, but Unsolved Mysteries did a good job. They did leave out the theory about baby snatching and being linked and connected to these two kids that came and played with Christopher Dansby. I think it was Chris or Shane Walker. I forgot which one. I don't know if these are the same group of children. These children were decoys. I don't really know. Like I said, there's different Reddit posts, web sleuth. There's many different community boards. You can read more about these cases. And like I said, when it comes to Unsolved Mysteries, I encourage everybody to go out there and read as much as you can. So that's the review of the episode. And like I said, it's not much to it because, I mean, nothing has been found out. My take. First of all, we're going to get off, I try to go off the beaten path. Crime bill. We're going to talk about the crime bill. The first mother who spoke in the episode, she talked about her issue with addiction. This is Harlem in the late 1980s. As a kid who lived in the 80s, I'm old enough to remember the crack epidemic, cocaine, rock. I'm old enough, and I grew up in the hood, in a urban area. I grew up in Michigan in the hood. Okay. When people wanted to try to throw certain politicians under the bus for the crime bill, everybody wanted that crime bill. Congressional Black Caucus, black preachers, parents, law enforcement, politicians, black, white, Republican, Democrat, supported this crime bill. Now, I don't agree with the crime bill locking people up for 25 years for dealing some weed, or people getting thrown in jail just for little small charges. That wasn't the meaning behind the crime bill. That's not what it was built for, but it kind of blossomed into that. And jurisdictions kind of use it as an excuse to lock up black and brown people and give them really harsh sentences. But you have to understand that at that time, the crack epidemic and the drug epidemic that was going on was so bad that a lot of people, again, even in my community where I grew up, supported this crime bill. Because crime was bad. I mean, drug abuse was bad. People were not into reform, and let's put people in drug rehab, because let's face it, because they was black folks, black and brown people, into the opioid epidemic, that people started to see that, oh, well, let's try to get them help, because these people were in the suburbs were starting getting addicted to heroin and meth. Let's just keep it real, because it was people who didn't look like me who were getting hooked on drugs. But when it was black people hooked on crack, rock, heroin, it was like, let's just lock them up, throw away the key. So I don't agree with that about the crime bill. But it's a sad thing. What's this have to do with Unsolved Mysteries? Sad thing, because this mother, she admitted that she was on drugs and she should have been a better mother. Again, I lived in the time when all of this was going on, all this was happening, and I have casualties of war in my family, of people I know, family members who were drug addicted, who were alcohol addicted. Like, addiction was rampant. Like, I would say the single-handed thing that killed the black community that a lot of people don't talk about is drug addiction. I mean, it single-handedly incarcerated a lot of people. And like people said, yes, the crime bill did help facilitate that and give black people harsher sentences. But yeah, I mean, people were poor, and I understand people had to do what they had to do. But these people also were destroying and getting people hooked on drugs and causing people to not take care of their kids, prostitution, people running the streets. Then when people started doing that, they weren't taking care of their neighborhoods. They wasn't taking care of their kids. They wasn't taking care of nobody. So, did the crime bill fix crime? No. Did it deter crime? Somewhat, yes. Was it the end all be all? Was it the right answer? No. Do I know what the answer is? I can't tell you. I mean, crime and stuff like that was never my protest movement. And I tell people that just because you have an opinion about something, or don't have an opinion about something, that's okay. I have to do more research. Again, criminal justice is not my thing. Police brutality, criminal justice, as somebody who was in the activist movement, my field was more economics and business, and that was more in foreign affairs, like war. I was a war protester, stuff like that. But when it comes to criminal justice, I don't know what the answer is. I don't. And I tell people, you can have an opinion. I don't have an opinion either way. I have an opinion on certain things, but I don't have an answer. I mean, everybody wants to have an opinion about something, and I tell people it's okay to not have an opinion about things you don't know a lot about. I can't have an opinion on things I don't know a lot about. I can speak from me growing up in the hood, things that I saw, things that I didn't see. I have family members locked up. So I have an opinions about mass incarceration, and it's a double-edged sword. But as to what the solution is, I don't have the solution. If somebody had the solution, they would have solved it by now. But it's so complicated and convoluted, the issues of addiction in our neighborhoods, and what it has to do with personal responsibility, and whether people feel like the drugs were put in our neighborhoods. Okay, but yeah, I won't get into that. I'm all one for a good conspiracy theory, but again, it was just sad to see that, like, there are missing kids out there, and some of them because of their parents being addicted to drugs. So I don't think either one of these parents killed their children. There were some theories out there that the parents may have sold their children or killed their children. I'm not of that belief. From things that I've read, I don't believe the parents had anything to do with killing these kids. So I just don't. So, but yeah, Andre Bryant is another case that you need to look up. Look it up online, Google it, Charley Project it, whatever you have to do, because that is a case that some people feel is connected to the stolen children. But this is just part one. So this is part one. Stay tuned for part two, where I get into. At the end of the episode, they had a whole list of missing children in different areas, and it was really touching to see the different kids that are missing, and it was touching. And we're gonna get into stolen children, unsolved mysteries, and various other weird things, QAnon, and my hot take and my HSOs on what people are talking about sacrificing babies. But like I said, like, share, subscribe, look at my other videos, watch my other unsolved videos, or other videos I do about other reviews of different TV shows, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.